Hi guys, and welcome back. So today is the third day in Inktober for me, and I know that probably most of you already know about Inktober, so I can go ahead and talk about this piece a little bit. But yeah, I so far I feel like I have gone into Inktober with a little bit of a rough start. I was really wanting this year to be something that just like worked, and everything that I was putting down was something that I absolutely loved, and I felt like it was really interesting and unique and different. And so far for the first two, I like what I have done, but it felt like I had to fight a lot more for it. And while I like the end result, it felt kind of already done, like I've already done that same thing. So I hopefully will be able to get my creativity going a little bit more, because I really do want to be able to look at Inktober at the end of October and look at what I've done and feel like I have, one, improved, but two, also that I have experimented and really tried out a few more different ideas than what I normally do, and things that I'm actually really excited about. So I hope that that will kind of be the direction that I'm going in. And as far as today, I actually feel really good about it. And what you're watching right now is actually the second piece that I drew today for Inktober. The first one was an absolute disaster. The sketch that I started off with for first off was just off to begin with. Like, the anatomy was wrong, and I was really rushing it because I already felt rushed for time. So I was rushing through that sketch, and then I went into the inking step much sooner than I should have, and that really was the issue with it, is that I pushed beyond to the next when it really should have been worked on more. And then I tried something weird, and ultimately it just ended up as a complete flop. But that's something that I'm okay with, because after I kind of got that frustration out of having a failed piece, I started this one. And this one is actually one that was a sketch in my sketchbook from probably a month or so ago. And the reason that I think that really helped is that I wasn't putting like pressure on myself at that moment to be able to like come up with an idea like that and be able to draw it out and have it be something that I'm really excited about. And I think that it's going to be different. And I think that that's my biggest issue with Inktober so far, as far as these last 3 days, is that I am waiting to like the moment that I need to produce the piece, and I am already in the mindset of it doesn't start until I start inking it. So the sketching part just needs to be super fast, and I need to move on from it. And clearly that is not the way that art is created. It's not the way that I work, for sure. I mean, I can't just skip past the planning and the sketching phase or rush through it and then end up with a good product in the end, because that is all the foundation stuff. So the point is that when I went back and I looked at a sketch that I had actually given myself some breathing room and I was enjoying sketching it, I got a piece that I was really happy with. So hopefully I can kind of learn from that for the rest of Inktober, is that I need to be able to take the pressure off of the sketching part of it and let myself draw something in a way that I normally draw and how I normally sketch. And I think another thing that will help me be able to do better in my Inktober pieces, and really helped with this one, is that I needed to kind of take a step back and make sure that I had a reason for everything that I was adding to it. And what I mean by that is that for the first two pieces in Inktober, I used a magenta ink with the black ink. And I really loved experimenting with that and seeing what I could do with it. But I think that in some areas of those two pieces, I think that I went a little too far out. I wasn't really reeling in all of the effects that I was doing so that it could all come together, where I was doing more of like a really light wash with that magenta in the background and had more of a watercolory effect, and some areas were not. So I think that I'm just kind of getting carried away with trying too many techniques and too many medias all in the same little piece. And that is definitely what happened that made the first piece that I worked on today kind of go off the hinges. I was using black ink, and then I was trying to do black washes, and I also had this gold ink that I was doing little embellishments with, and then I started mixing it in with the black, and it was just too many things happening. And for this one, I knew that I needed to like reel myself in and not let myself add in these other elements unless I had really thought about it and I knew that it was right for this piece. And in the end, going really simple was definitely the right choice for me for this one. I feel really happy with the overall look of it, and the fact that it was a little bit almost understated, where it feels a little lighter, a lot lighter. I did end up going in with a ink wash for just the shadow area and just to hint a little bit of a gradation in the background, which I really like because when I can take off the tape, it was really, really satisfying. And I love the way that it had an edge towards the bottom where I'd put the darker level for that gradient of the ink wash, but then as it went up, it faded right into the border. So I really love that effect where it was bordered in at the bottom, and then as it went up, it was released from that. So yeah, I definitely think that simplifying this and taking a step back and only putting down what needed to be there for the piece really helped this one be a lot stronger than it could have been if I had let myself get carried away and added more ink colors. And yeah, so yeah, I feel good about this one, about the simplicity of it. But that is pretty much it for this one. I feel really good stylistically about where this one is going, and I feel like it's a direction that I really want to experiment with for the rest of Inktober. So I feel like I'm starting to get my footing, and I think it'll be a lot better going forward now that I kind of have a better precedent of what I want to do with Inktober. So I'm really excited about that. Also, small update. My Life and Death prints were out of stock on my shop for a little while, and now they are back in stock. So if you guys are interested in that, they are available. So this is the Life, and here is Death. So yeah, I'm just really happy with how they printed and how they turned out. I think they look really great. But they are available on my shop, and I am planning on selling quite a few of my Inktobers going forward. So if there's one in particular that any of you guys are interested in buying, you can let me know and I can stick it up on the shop for you guys. But that is pretty much it for today. So I will see you tomorrow for my next Inktober piece. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then.